Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. Any football fans out there? You watched the games yesterday? Pretty good football, huh?
Great.
Boy, I was pulling for Detroit last night, but what a
Yeah.
what a change in two halves, huh? Man, oh man, amazing. Um, Anything exciting going out there? Any contracts? Any issues? Any situations before we get into our prospecting report cards? Anybody? I will share this since I'll get the ball rolling. Um, and I've got somebody on this call who's going to keep me accountable, which I'm scared about, but that's okay, Ed Escobar. We'll get it. We'll help each other. Um, I'm going to be more proactive and do more. Get out of the house like Jim Ong does and meet people. Do open houses during the week. Do them on the weekends. If you're not with a customer, if you're not prospecting, we've got to be more proactive in getting more business. So I wanted to share this with you. There's all vacant homes everywhere here, and I highly encourage you to see what's available in your area. Call the agent. Take your laptop with you. And do your prospecting from there. If you're here doing something, whether it be through LinkedIn or Facebook advertising, whatever it might be, you can do it at that property. So I did it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got a load of potential buyers and at least two listings. Okay. Wow. And all I did was ask the agent to promote the open house in MLS and put a few signs out and did that. And I actually took my mom with me too, who is she's a lucky charm in the house, because who doesn't want to talk to my lovely 80-year-old mom, So, and the one guy spoke Polish fluently, so they hit it off, and it was a great day. So, anyways, encourage you to be proactive. It's not going to come to us. We need to reach out to our past customers that we talked about, and then create new business to get listings and open houses. I found out, but the 5 people that came in yesterday, 3 of them have to sell. They signed in. I've got their name. I got their email address. They're getting a letter this week, a thank you card for stopping. And you know what? I can help them get a value, etc. So I encourage you to do the same thing, and the phone will ring and it will create business for yourself. So, anybody else have a similar story this weekend you want to share? Go ahead,
Well, I
Colleen.
was,
Go ahead.
No, Colleen, it's you.
Okay. I on my Palm Harbor listing, I had someone call from the sign and wanted to see the house, so I showed it to them yesterday, and they're a buy sell too.
Wonderful.
So
Good. I didn't mean to, Kathleen. I didn't mean to cut you off. I wasn't sure if you were trying to say something. If you are, go ahead, Kathleen.
well, I've done 2 back-to-back trade shows, and at the Tampa RV show, I got some buyers, but it's not going to work out because they want to north of Tampa, and it's just too far. And then they weren't sure what they wanted. And then I got another lead for a lady who is selling her house in St. Pete in 2 months. So I'm going to call her this week and try and make an appointment. And then I got another guy who wants to buy a house in like this summer. And then I just did the PGA Tour show, and I did President Biden's neighbor, which is nice. But I handed out a bunch of cards to very upset people. So
Good for
even
you.
though, yeah. So
Good.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, well, and for those who don't know, Kathleen has a sunglass line basically, or she has a sunglass sales booth that she sets up at different events. Anybody else?
Hey, John, would you do me a favor and send this lady Zoom link? For some reason, my email is not working. It's JGP
Hang on.
MARCH@yahoo.com.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Karen. Can you do that for me while I'm?
Yep, doing it right now. Repeat, please.
It's J is in jockey, G is in go, P is in Penelope, MARCH@yahoo.com.
Okay.
JGP March
JGP March, yes.
Thank you.
at
Yahoo.
We're sending the link now, Don.
Yahoo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, got it. Okay, done.
Don, we're sending the link.
I didn't do my I did some of my sphere in terms of prospecting, but then I wanted to use some of the Escobar lines, and I did the I'm expanding my business and I could really use your help.
Yeah.
And I got this guy on the phone that was chewing realtors apart just, and I was like, yeah, buddy.
Hey,
So
John,
I
hang on.
really,
John, hang on for 1 minute because some
yeah.
of the team wasn't here last week. So last Monday, if you weren't with us, we encouraged everybody at the end of the call to say, hey, everybody call at least 5 of your customers from last year, okay? See how they're doing, see if they need the closing statement from their closing for their taxes, and use Ed's line as basically saying, I'm expanding my business and I can use your help. Do you know anybody who might be buying or selling? Okay. And so go ahead, John.
So this guy that I spoke to was just, I'm not signing anything. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Yada yada yada. And I actually whenever someone does that to me, and some agents would actually say like, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. Well, there was Kristen and I were prospecting when I had the team way back when, and we're handing each other post-its of what to say and this, that, and the other thing. And I remember listing a guy that had on the post-it, it said, bleepity bleepity bleep, bleepity bleep, this guy's address. Okay, so it was a bunch of curse words because he was just not a nice human. And then I ended up listing that property. And I was like, I said to Kristen, I'm like, I can't believe this. So this guy, when he started being that way, I'm like, oh, he's easy. Because at this point, he already has that envision of how negative people are. And then here comes Mr. Positive. And I'll be like, look, see, now I use the same line, and it went completely different with another one from Beach Haven West, which is right by LBI here. Hey, my name is John. I'm trying to expand my business, this, that, and the other thing. I would really love your help if you could provide any. And the woman was like, actually, my brother just was telling me that I should get serious and I should call a realtor, and here you are. And I'm like, oh.
Perfect.
So I'm going to be going to that place and this place, both listings this week.
Well done. Okay. And Joanne, you had some success this week as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long week. I'm trying to think back. Yep, I called a young lady that I had sold to. She was so excited to hear from me. It was fantastic. But I sold her like maybe 3 years ago. I gave her a little idea what her home would sell for if she was ready to get something a little larger. And I used the expand my business thing, and she was so sweet. Oh yeah, of course I would tell anybody if I know anybody and all that. And then I went into a file cabinet that I had people I had shown houses to. I'm not kidding you, 4 or 5 years ago. I started calling them. I got really good response. One lady said, yeah, I'd probably like to sell the home I'm in. I want something bigger, Clearwater area, the 550 range. So that was very unexpected. I was just cleaning out the folders, found out which ones to pitch and which ones to keep. So that was really exciting. I wasn't expecting such a good turnout on those calls, but honestly, that expand my business thing is such an easy way to start a conversation and to stop talking after you say that.
Right. Well done, Joanne. That's great. Anybody else have some success before?
Hey, Mike's got something to say.
Go ahead, Mike. Michael D.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I did the open house for Joanne's property over in Dunedin, a nice big house. And a lot of people did show up and they get some good leads. Also, I got some good leads from boosting it. Just on that property alone, I got 10 leads, not including the ones that showed up that were just driving by. So the for sale signs and open house signs. So it's looking pretty good. I got at least two good leads that showed up that were very interesting. They were already, I did what everybody said. I kept my mouth shut and I just heard them as they went around room to room say, oh, mom will take this room. The kids could take that room. So right then and there, I said, they're very serious because they stayed in there at least 40 minutes.
Wow. Good for you, Michael.
I mean, they were going back and forth with who's going to take what. So I already added them to the KV core and I'm going to follow up with them.
Okay.
And hopefully, they get going with that.
Good job, Michael. Well done. Okay. Who can I pick on? Christopher, how about prospecting this week? Did you follow up with people from last week?
I did. And
Good.
actually had some success. So
Good.
made my calls, used the expanding my business to a client friend in town, and actually yesterday went and met. They have another friend that's in town that he has a girlfriend here, and he goes back and forth from Baltimore. He's in town watching the game in the bar we're at, and he's going to buy a condo. So exchange information, got him. So got a buyer from that. And then another one of my calls got a former client that actually ended up being in town as well too. She had just gotten in town. She's like, I was going to call you. And she's looking for her parents, they both have, her parents are living in town, and then she and her husband also have a condo in town, and her stepfather's in bad health. So she wants to get she goes, Chris, I'm looking for a 4-3. And she wants a dual master. So if anybody knows of any, they're very rare. So if anybody knows of any homes in the Clearwater area that have at least 4-bedroom and a dual master, let me know. Yep. Yes, you
Joanne?
do. Sweet. Do tell.
Yeah, the one I haven't done Eden is a 4-4 with the one's like an in-law suite. All 3 of the bedrooms are on the same unweathered field.
Joanne, I'll hook up with you after the call because I need to. Awesome.
It's a beautiful home.
Very good. Thank you. Well done, Chris. Anybody else do some prospecting from last
week? You're going to have multiple offers from this team, Joanne.
Ed, girl. Go ahead, Ed. Ed, go ahead. Unmute, Ed. Ed, you're muted.
Can't hear you.
Ed, you're muted.
I got to do my whole speech again. I have somebody on the call, guest. Her name is Dawn Davis, and she works down around Waimama and Sun City.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in the Kick-Ass training program. And this is a funny story. And Dawn, I want you to kind of expound on it a little bit because, I'm showing her about how to use RedX, So I said, here, let me just make this call, okay? And tell them what happened, Dawn.
Yeah, and first of all, Dawn, welcome. Glad you're here this morning. Why don't you, before you do that, just share a little bit about yourself and then what Ed was suggesting you say. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you all for having me. I relocated to Florida from Michigan 2 years ago, and then found out I was pregnant a month after moving to Florida. And during my pregnancy, got my license in Florida, and I've really been trying to figure out Florida because it's different than Michigan, and I don't know anybody. So I'm recovering from stranger danger syndrome, and I've been in the business a long time, and I just want to bring value, and that's what drew me to Ed's invitation to the Kick-Ass program, because that's what I need. On this call, Ed got through rapport very quickly. I mean, immediately. His tonality, the woman connected with, and then he began to ask about the house, and the woman, I mean, it was like a waterfall. She was like, oh my God, I had a realtor and she just wouldn't listen. So I said, I'll just put the house on the market myself. But my best friend died, my mom died, and my bank account got hacked. So this week is a bad time, but I will meet with you and talk with you because it's already proven she's comfortable working with an agent. She just needs the right agent that will listen to her.
Congratulations.
And I plan on being her.
You're gonna be, Dawn. Well done. That's great.
Well, Dawn, you came in a little late, but last week we all made commitments to do prospecting, and everyone's sharing their stories. And so my story is, like it was like one of those, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this, And so I got into my RedX account, and I called 5 people. And now my approach is a little different. I got 2 hits, and a hit to me is if they're going to engage with me, because my approach is to try to help them sell their home on their own without using a realtor, and to get them to a conscious and competent level. Because I send them the disclosures, the contracts, don't use this one, use this one, I send them my book. And so my goal, John, my commitment is within the next 30 days to get 10 of those people in my pipeline. So if I get 10 in that pipeline, I'm going to pop at least 2 or 3. And I made my commitment to call some of my past graduate students, which was really an eye opener because um, I got a lot of wrong numbers and I need help with my KV core. Okay, so I know, Michelle, your eyes just popped up here. Okay, so
Yeah,
and I need help with my next kick-ass training program, Michelle. So we'll get together on this. Okay.
Good, Ed.
Okay, and we'll talk.
Yeah, and obviously we got Sean here to help with KV Core as well. Anybody else I can pick on before I share what I did? Go
Sure.
ahead, Mary, and then Karen.
Okay.
Mary.
Which one? I'm sorry.
Mary, go ahead.
So John Moise shamed me into making calls last week, extra calls, because he said, you have a broker's license, you need to do more. So thanks, John. I called past clients that I haven't really worked with in a while, found that one of them bought a house 100 miles away, but that's okay because I wouldn't be servicing them there anyway. But I did manage to get 2 buyer referrals. So not a waste.
No, it's not at all. Well done, Mary. Go ahead, Karen.
Well, first and foremost, let's remember with eXp Realty and the My Link, My Lead, you can share a personalized link to you, Mary, to your customers moving anywhere that eXp is or anywhere, because we have over 2 million listings in our exprealty.com. And I just want to remind everybody, just because someone's not in your geographical area, you could still refer them, and they can still search under your link, personalized link, and not be inundated by realtors calling them, because it's your personal link. Just FYI, if anyone wants to learn about that, reach out to me.
Joanne, it's My Link, My Lead, and Karen will put it in the chat as well. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to say, Karen? Go ahead.
Yeah, I connected with 3 of my past clients. One of them, we decided that it wasn't the right time for them to make a move because they're first-time home buyers, and it would cost them probably $40,000 to sell their house, move into a townhome of lesser value. So but that was good. So now they're on my radar for, like I said, let's wait a couple of years, and then I'll put them on a drip. My other 2 ended up they're like, you know what, we want to move for whatever reason. One of them wants to get off a lake, so they're looking at farm areas for like up to 1.3 million, and their home is worth about $1 million. So that's 2 million in volume right there. And then my other customer, I'm listing her home for probably just under $1 million in about 3 weeks, and then we're looking at homes tonight. We're going to try and do a contingency back to back, so that's $4 million in volume. So thank you. I just want to thank this group for pushing me to make calls.
Well done. Anybody else? Well, I kind of took a chicken way out because I didn't, but you know what? At the same time, I did get great response from an email. And I went into SkySlope. I went into the archives. I looked, or the transactions. I pulled up everybody that closed a transaction last year. I cut and pasted their email address into a BCC, and I simply said, hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Let me know if I can be of any help. Do you need the closing disclosure, etc. And by the way, I'm expanding my business and I'm looking for help. Do you know anybody buying or selling? 5 or 6 people responded with out of about, I don't know, maybe 18, that, John, things are great. Thank you very much. Yes, please send me my closing disclosure. And a couple actually gave me information about a neighbor who passed away, or, Holly's, property they're thinking about selling. So I got some positive things out of that. And I could have easily called them as well. It wouldn't be a cold call. They'd love to hear from me. And they certainly want to, share, my information with their customers. So I did have one gentleman he's in his 80s. He moved up to the Panhandle from the condos here, and he was confused by what I was asking. Because what do you mean, John? Where are you expanding to? I said, no, I appreciate you calling, Sal. I'm just looking for help. If you know anybody who is thinking about buying or selling anywhere, just keep me in mind. Oh, of course, sure. You're the best. So it was very good. Good call. Anybody? Yeah, go ahead, John.
I have a quick question. So, and I like to kind of like, like, I like to think outside of the box in a sense. And sometimes I always end up having to ask these kinds of questions like, can you do this without getting in trouble? Um, and that's me thinking outside of the box. So basically what my question is that if you're calling for sale by owners, right? And it obviously would be a little different in a situation with an expired or something along those lines. But with this KV core system that we have, I think Mike D had said that he had boosted one of the open houses that he had done, and so on and so forth. So now, if that FSBO is actually on like Zillow or something like that, is it possible? Because I know that a lot of is it possible to boost that? Because I know that a lot of the times when an agent is actually getting ready to make that call, it's like, well, what if they hit me with this, or what if they hit me with that? You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to bring to the table, kind of thing, and be like, hey, listen, if you don't want to list with me, if we've gone through all of these different barriers, and you're just like either too much of a Fonzanoon that you don't want to, or whatever it may be. But like, all right, so then how about this, Mr. Seller? You don't want to list with me because that guy from LBI was like, I'm not signing anything, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna sign something. So if that's the case, then how does that work? Where like if I bring buyers and they're willing to work with it, how do I just say like, hey, let me boost this post?
Right.
You
Hey,
know
Sean,
what I mean?
you want to comment on that, Sean? You're muted, Sean.
Where are you trying to boost it from? KV Core?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can always boost it through KV Core if you want to do that, or if you want to actually run a Facebook ad, or if you want to put it in listings to leads. There's different ways to get it out there. But so for everybody.
Let me specify.
Yeah.
I do not have a listing agreement with this person.
For sale by owner, right?
It's not on the MLS.
That's okay, because it's for sale by owner. Every one of you can take a for sale by owner and manually put it into listings to leads as if it's your own listing, and go ahead and boost is the wrong word, but send it out on Facebook as an ad. So you can do that. You don't have to have it listed in your name. Same with KV Core. There's a way to manually enter listings that are FSBOs. Okay. They have that feature for both KV Core and listings to leads. Either one. The only thing I don't like about KV Core does not have a direct system to Facebook other than what's called a boost. A boost is not going to get you your money's worth. A boost is a generic post of an ad. You have no control over any kind of targeting. So it's better if you want to put it in listings to leads and then run their lead form ads that automatically come up for you. You're going to get more leads out of that, because whenever you boost a post, you are only sending it out on Facebook ads with a landing page. So when they click it, they go to this landing page, right, on KV Core. Well, they don't have to put in their information. They don't have to do anything. They can put in bogus information. When you send a Facebook ad out on listings to leads, it's what's called a lead ad. They have to give you their information automatically comes in, whether they put it in or not. So you're going to get more return, more leads, more quality leads by doing the lead out of listings to leads. So that's what I would do.
Go ahead, John.
So then basically, if you were to call, if you ever like you're having like like calling block, if you will, but like you don't want to call and this, that, and the other thing, and then because you're gonna like someone's gonna get stumped on what's different than this. Like that's what that guy was, his whole MO was like, I don't see the value in you guys, and that to me is like challenge accepted. So when I'm looking at something in those terms, and you can actually promote this, worst case scenario, right? You get a bunch of leads.
That's
Best case scenario,
yes,
you get a bunch of leads. He has to kind of stifle himself and eat his words, because like you just showed him like, look at all these people. Where are all your people? You know what I mean? Right. And then you get did I just show you the value? Sign here.
Right.
And that's what you do. Yeah. When you put a Facebook ad out, you can get the stats. Okay.
Yes.
You get impressions, you get clicks. So you show this guy, and you guys can do this with your regular listings as, ammunition to show them what you're doing. Because I can promise you, no, very few agents do this because they don't know how to or they don't have access to it. But you're going to have a boatload of stats that say, all right, look, we just got 1,000 impressions over the weekend. And so this is what I do to advertise for you. You're bringing more value. You're showing them that in this world, if you don't have a digital media presence, if you don't have a social media presence, you're non-existent. Okay. That's why when you show them, this is what I can offer you. Look at this. Especially FSBOs, and what you're saying is absolutely correct. Who cares if you get that listing? Okay. If you do, great. If you don't, you get a bunch of leads, right? And you can show him that this is what you can offer him and this is what's going to happen going forward. This is how I'm going to market your property.
Mm-hmm. Go there, do an open house. Can I do an open house on your property? Do a one day listing agreement?
Right. Exactly.
Sean,
let me ask you this, because now let's say the quality of the photos that this FSBO uploaded into Zillow stink. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we're manually listing these and listing the leads, we are going to upload the photos ourselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything. You upload everything.
So the point is, if the photos aren't worth uploading, don't. All right. Let's face it, we all look at listings every day and think, what was the agent thinking about by putting that picture on MLS? Okay. It's a disgrace. So John, I'm guessing if you have the conversation with the FSBO and they're willing to say, look, bring me a buyer, I'll work with you. You can then manually list it in and listen to leads. And this is a suggestion as well. If the photos aren't worth taking, you may want to just snap one of yourself of the front and get it up there. So
yeah, that's exactly.
Whatever it takes
so that's another touch. Mm-hmm. That's like, so now you're going there. You say, hey, listen, you know what? I know that you don't see the value in agents, right? That's fine. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come over there. I'm going to take a couple of quick shots. So this way I need, about 6 pictures because, the attention span of the average adult right now is about 6 pictures long. So we throw that onto the Facebook and all that good stuff. Now I just introduced myself and I'm in that house once. And then I get to call them up and tell them, hey, look, this is what your lead report has been. Then I get to go say, all right, we're going to do an open house if I haven't had any leads to come over yet. And, and I don't even have a signed listing agreement. So it is a lot of work. This is a $1.9 million house. So, and it will sell. It totally will sell. It's just that I'm trying to think of outside of the box of what agents are not going to, like, who would do that in their right mind? Not many people. But if you don't have listings to promote right now, that's a great way to promote something to at least get something back in return.
And remember this, look at, we can promote anybody's listing through listing to leads.
Okay. Hey, John, do you want me to share my screen real quick? I'll show them where to do it real quick. I mean, it take less than 5 minutes.
Of course.
All right, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you how to manually, hold on, let me get in here. Manually add a list. This is, if you want to really, like he was saying, if you don't have listings, do this. Call FSBOs. You know what? And you say, all right, I'm not trying to sell your listing. That's the first thing. I'm not trying to have you list with me. That's the first thing you say to them. You want to totally back them off. So then just say, I can offer marketing systems to help you. Well, why would you help me? Well, because then be honest with them. You can get leads off of it. And then you can show them exactly, what you can do is marketing. Because can everybody see it now?
Yeah, and Sean, for those who don't know, Sean provides this to our team. Okay, it doesn't cost you, the agent, anything unless you want to pay for the advertising. So go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. So everybody has access to this. If you haven't, then reach out to me. So when you're in your listings tab, oh, you know what? Our internet is. By the way, Karen, internet's totally down here at the office. There's no internet, and it's us and Keystone, so it might be a spectrum issue.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
All right, so so I'm pairing off my phone, so it may be slow, but look, this one right here. I think this is
Joanne's.
Joanne's. So these are all the listings that are in MLS. Now, if you want to add a listing, okay, a FSBO, you're in listings on listings to leads, right? You're going to add a listing. You hit this little arrow right here, and then you're going to get, because if you do grab listings, that's for MLS listings. All right. You'll put the MLS number, it'll automatically populate over. It populates over automatically anyways, but if it doesn't work right, you can hit grab listing. So what you're going to do is for FSBO, you're just going to get manual, and then it starts over. I'm just going to grab somebody. I'll grab Chris here as an agent because I'm in my mortgage side. So this is what comes up when you have put that manual ad right here. All this is blank, right? So you're just going to fill in all the information about the property, and then you'll upload photos, and it will develop a website for you. This is what you can offer the FSBO. Look, I'm going to give you a single property website. I'm going to be able to market your property on Facebook for you. You'll be able to show them all the tools you can do. And guess what? When they don't sell the property as a FSBO, because they're not most likely, you're going to be the one left standing at the end. They're going to want to use you because you're going to show them all these tools. So all it is manual, again, listings, manual. Then you will have to physically enter all this information in here. Then once you have it in there, you're going to be able to go and market it. See, when you're in listings right here, I'm going to just take this one, Joanne's. So see, this is already filled in because this was an MLS, but this is what it looks like once it's filled in. But once you got it filled in, you got all these tools over here, right? All these tools that you can market. Right here would be a Facebook ad tab. The reason it's not is because I'm in my mortgage side and I'm under another listing. But
No, you
from
got to
here,
click market listing, Sean. Click
what's
the other
that?
tab. Click the other tab, market
Did I mess
listing.
up? Yeah. So thank you. So when you're in Facebook right here, when you're in the listing, you're going to go like Facebook and Instagram ads. And then it's just a few clicks, right? It's a few clicks like right here. So this is the list. This is the ad that's already created for you. And here's the best thing about this. It's a lead ad. It's not a what you call a, lead where they go to a landing page. It's actual lead ad. You don't have to do anything. Basically, create ad. That's it. Now you can change and create some advanced things if you want to go in and edit. There's things you can edit, but I wouldn't suggest doing a lot of that. But then once you click create ad, it's running on your Facebook page. So you can do that for every FSBO out there, and you can show them what you can do, what you can offer them, and you're gonna show the stats on Facebook, how many people have clicked on this, how many impressions. So it's just another way to try and get listings from FSBOs.
Hey, Sean, real quick, I got a question. Do you have, on a for sale by owner, do you have to check that box? You're a marketing agent?
Yeah, you'll want to do that. I mean, if you don't, it's not a big deal because it's not listed by another
Okay.
agent. Yeah, so
Right,
it's not a big
exactly.
deal if you don't.
Okay.
But if
And
you were to
then
use some like this one right here, Mike Duran's on because I'm inside of all
Joanne's,
the actual listings. So he did the open house, I guess, there. So this is on his page. So he's marketing Joanne's listing. He can do that on Facebook, and he will in here. There's a checkbox that'll say you're the showing agent or you're not the listing agent, and it happens when you upload the listing. But yeah, it's easy.
also, go ahead.
That's all right. I was just gonna say it really is that easy. Enter it,
Yeah, this is really easy.
create
I
the
think
ad. That's
too,
it.
the other thing I think you could probably do, don't you think, is like create a flyer, give it to the FSBO seller and say, here you go. I created this flyer
Yeah.
where all the, where you can drive the people that are calling you, and then just, say, then you can get the leads at least and filter them for them maybe.
Yeah. So here's all the tools, like what Karen's saying. Here's listing flyers. So once you click listing flyers, these are all done. See, I mean, these are all done for you flyers. I mean, all you do is print them. They also offer post. You got to pay for the postcards if you ever go through their service. And then here's a single property website. So you enter the FSBO and you get these websites automatically, right? These are the different types that you're allowed to use, and you can then market it. You show them, look, I just created a website for your property, even though it's done, it's quick, it's done for you. There's nothing you have to do. So there's all these tools right here.
And so all of that happens when I put it in this listing
Yes.
lead thing.
Yeah.
Yep, automatically. It all happens automatically. You got all these marketing tools. If you just want to share it on social media, and you could click share on the seller's social media. I mean, how huge is that? Where you ask your sellers permission and you share it on their social media. If you want to just do an organic share, which I think is useless, but I mean, it does show your people, your friends, that you're active and you're doing something. Social media posts. This is free. Just hit that, post now. It goes on your page. There's nothing you have to do. So there's just so many different tools. I mean, we could spend 3 hours on all these tools and what you can do. I mean, you got door hangers, you've got, the flyers, you've got postcards, blog posts. If you want to do that kind of stuff, it automatically gives you a QR code. So, and that's all with just uploading it. Once you upload it, it's there.
Great.
Do you need any permissions from the FSBOs to
Yeah.
start this?
Yeah. What you want to, if they put it on Zillow, then not really. I mean, you really don't have to, but you want to talk to them, right? The reason you're showing this or doing this is to show them, hey, I have these tools. I can do these things for you. So I would get permission just because, you want to get that listing possibly in the future. You're going to get leads, but you also want to get their listing. So ask them permission for sure. And what FSBO is going to say no?
That's exactly my point. Is that
they're all going to say, okay, yeah, go ahead and market it. I'm not paying
bring me
you
a buyer.
anything.
Yeah, bring me a buyer. Bring me a buyer.
Bring me a buyer. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so I would do that to all FSBOs.
I wanted to be able to, because everyone's like, they're either pretty stern about it or they're like, no, I'm going to do it myself and about in that regard, or they don't see the value in it. And, I mean, I know that I could, I could probably, stitch myself back up. Hell, I've done it before, but I didn't do a very good job of it, So it's one of those things where I wanted to be able to show value. Also, too, I thought about it in terms of Jersey, that where everyone up here is like, what are you going to do for me? In a sense, it's like, you know what I mean? That might just be everywhere, but like, to me, it seems, especially like when you go into those like higher end neighborhoods, like LBI, like that guy was like, and all right, well, your house is still on the market. The pictures are horrible, and I wanted to wait. Though the only other thing that I would be able to do is mail this guy a shoe, and I don't know if that was gonna work. So
Yeah. Hey, Joanne, you got Joanne put in the chat, talking about a commission agreement and a percentage. Look, yes, obviously, if that conversation isn't working the first time, then perhaps we go with the John Moise idea of looking, hey, look, I'm not trying to list your property. I want to help you sell it. Would you mind if I market it? And the seller's going to go, well, why would you do that? Because there's only going to be one buyer for your home. And my lead generation platforms are going to create on average, 28 leads. Those other 27 leads, I'm going to find a home for, something like that. So then they'll say, oh, maybe you can say, would you mind, use one of Ed's lines, would you be offended if I help you sell your home? No, of course not. Then great. Then let's sign a commission agreement. If I bring you a buyer, you pay me a commission. If not, no harm, no foul. But I'm going to try to help you sell your property and in turn help create more leads for myself. Did I say that okay?
Yeah.
I would always
So
have that commission agreement with you, Joanne and guys, and always have that with you. Always go to a listing agreement appointment with the listing and the paperwork you need. Have the commission agreement with you as well.
So yeah, for anybody who doesn't have this or you haven't have access, I offer this to all of our team members for nothing. I mean, it doesn't cost you any. I pay for the platform for myself and all the agents. Just let me know. I'll give you I'll send you an invite. I have training that we did in the office in December. I have that recorded on YouTube. So if you want to, you know, go through it. The other thing, if you want to just get on a Zoom with me, we can walk through it and I can show you step by step how to do it. I just, because I zoomed through all that with all these tools. I can show you how to do it step by step, or I can even do a Zoom for everybody and show them just this is how you manually enter a listing, and this is how you market that listing on Facebook once you enter it. If you want me to do that, I can set up a Zoom meeting to do that also. But it is so easy to use this system. And I don't just go out on, because all my videos I do every week, I don't even really offer it to other agents outside of our organization because I don't have, I would be inundated. And John, I think you had mentioned it on World, the EXP World one. I still get people like this week. I still had 2 agents reach out to me, and they must be talking about it on the Florida meeting because I got, I got 2 texts saying, "Can I sign up? Can I get listings to leads?" It's really a powerful tool, and I think if you used it consistently, I mean, John does it consistently. I see him boosting stuff. Karen, she has all her social media set up with it, and there's things that automatically post. It will automatically post things for you on social media every single day if you want to. So if you're worried about content, I don't have content, I don't have time to create content. Listings Elite, some of it's kind of corny and you just got to look at it, but you're putting it out there. You're doing something. So you're already above the competition because the competition won't do it or they don't know how to do it. And so just do consistent work with that. I guarantee you'll get a couple listings this year or a couple buyers. I don't see how you can't, especially with while I'm talking interest rates. Took a hit at the beginning of this year, right? We went back up a little bit. Now we're leveling back off and falling down a little bit. So 6% is in the game now. Not 6% even, but in the sixes, 6.25 to 6.875. You're going to get a bunch of people are going to be out there shopping now, especially the sellers that have really low interest rates. They're going to sell if you're ready for this with tools. So you're not scrambling at the last minute saying, what do I do? How do I market? What flyers do I do? It's all here in Listings to Leads. It really is. And all I'm asking is that, whenever you're using Listings to Leads, just think of me as your lender. Okay. That's it. I'm not asking for you to pay anything. Just take advantage of the tools because I've seen how powerful it can be. We are going to have a wave going into the summer of buyers. So that means sellers too. So I would say do whatever you can. Yeah.
Thank
Sean, I just sent you a text because the Jersey team up here, we're gonna I'm totally on board with
Got
doing
it. I see it. Okay.
I'm in full on hustle mode. So I really want, and that goes with residential, commercial, like the whole nine. So whether it's a FISBO expired or anything like that, it was great. Guys up here, I'm gonna just 1 second because this was just like the icing on the cake in terms of prospecting. So normally what I used to have to do is go through and be like, oh, Remax, oh, Remax, oh, Remax. I can't hit any of those houses. I didn't have to do that with any of them now. I just was able to go through all of the expireds and be able to hit everybody because all the people that had expired listings were all like my old office. So I was like able to go run rampant on it, So I had actually printed out a list of like 50 properties, which I had high hopes. But I did get through about half of them, So that was, with having all of this stuff and with what Sean just said, 110%. It's already like the wave is like built up, and we just got to be there to like that perfect time, so this way we can catch that curl.
Well done. And John, I loved your video you did about Mastermind Monday. That was great. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely, man. I made that video like 10,000 times, and then I sent it to Debbie, and I'm like, "Is this okay? I can't do another take."
Oh, it was great. It was great. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again, Sean. Okay, who else would like to chime in about prospecting or any results you had from what you did last week? And if you didn't do it, okay, then start today for next week's call, and we can keep talking about this. But yeah, I think I completely agree with John and Sean here. Look, I do feel like more people are interested in purchasing a home, and obviously with inventory as well. I know for those who are using Ed to train themselves on cold calling, that's wonderful. We're going to do a contract class in the office Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. I will Zoom it, and for those who can't make it. Because I know that you're getting the phone to ring now. You're showing people properties. Okay, so now let's do contract 101. So I'll do that at 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Karen, anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, I don't think so.
One thing, you know what? Hey, for those who are not on Workplace, you've got to get on Workplace.
Oh.
And go ahead, Karen.
Yeah, I do want to add something. Does anyone have any certifications with EXP through the Revenos program? Not one single person on here. Okay. I just got my second corporate relocation lead from them. My first one was 3 million. This one is going to be 1.2 million. So I'm just saying it now. The referral fees are high, but it's okay. It's a listing. I would just encourage you to just research the Revenos program. It could be corporate relocation. It could be express offers. It could be the Make It Rain. It could be REO. They've got 6 different avenues of being certified. Once you're certified and you're in the program, I mean, I'm on the list. Brandy calls me every time she gets one in this area that's a luxury one, because I'm in the EXP luxury. I mean, you don't have to be in EXP luxury or anything like that, but I'm just encouraging you to maybe look in. It's free. You get certified for free in these areas. And then you will get Revenos leads. I know John gets some, the ones that John's getting right now are not, they need nurtured, but if it's a REO and you want to get into it, or if it's a corporate relocation and you want to get into it, definitely get certified and then get to know the people that give the leads out.
Thanks, Karen. Yeah, and let's not be afraid to remind all of us that as often as
Miss Dawn, you have a question?
Really, I had some encouragement for those of us that may struggle with prospecting. I just wanted to remind everyone, remember when your doctor walks in the room, he walks in like he's the expert. When you call people, remember they need you. You don't need them. And hang a sign if you need to. They need me. I'm the expert. You have all the education, and use that as your superpower to get through. I don't want to make this call, and just do it. Somebody needs us.
Dawn, I really like you. You're awesome. And Ed, thank you for inviting her this morning. I mentioned Workplace, and if you guys are not on Workplace, make sure you do that today. I mean, make sure, because not everybody has gone through the systems of signing up. And look, when you're online, check out the referral groups once in a while. I got a referral last week just by being attentive and reaching out to that agent immediately. And I called her, I texted her, I emailed her, I private messaged her through Workplace. And she referred me from Georgia, a $500,000 buyer in Tampa. I got the lead to Sean. Sean's going to try to get him qualified, whatever. But that's another way of potentially prospecting by looking on Workplace. EXP agents want to work with EXP agents. Okay, so be out there. Make sure that you don't just put a message in Workplace. Be a little bit more proactive. Pick up the phone, call them, text them, write them, email them, message them. And this girl called me right back. I thought it was kind of cute. She was probably 22 years old, and she said to me, "Goes, why should I want to work with you?" And I said, "Well, did you read my Google reviews?" She goes, "Oh yeah, I did." I said, "Well, Nothing else needs to be said then. So, but anyways, just that's another way of prospecting, right? Anybody I missed? Maria? Nope, you're good? Okay.
I put the link to the workplace group in there, and then I put the website for Revenue so you could research it. There's a calendar. I just don't know how long it would take me to find it right now, but there is a calendar, a training calendar every month that they put out, because like, for example, the REO, it's 4 different courses that you take in the EXP world, and you have to show up. So I'll see if I can't find the calendar and get it to everyone.
And Sean did put in
My friend used to pay.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, that was me. Go ahead.
Okay. Sean did put in the chat his cell. Text him if you want to get signed up with Listings to Leads, and you should if you haven't done it yet. And any final words, anybody?
This video will be recorded, right?
It is being recorded. I'll have it uploaded today on the Facebook Mastermind post that I share with everybody. Yes. Mm-hmm.
John, you need to get with me because I have a hard time finding that. Where it says on Facebook and everything like that,
I can email to everybody as well. Sure.
Pretend like you're talking to your grandfather, okay?
I can email it to everybody as well.
Right. That would be great. That would be great.
Go ahead, Joanne.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention tomorrow there's 2 real good classes down at Pro. The one is on flood insurance with Citizens and flood insurance with Citizens. And the other is people from St. Pete that are going to talk about EDUs, extra dwelling units, and what are the guidelines for that in St. Pete. And I think that's kind of a hot topic for a lot of people, the tiny houses and extra revenue on your own property. So I'm going to listen in and go down and
good. Thank you for sharing, Joanne.
Take those classes to find out more about that.
Good. Thanks, Joanne.
I found the calendar.
So Rachel and Jim, congratulations on your daughter's promotion in Georgia yesterday. That was this weekend. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Well done. Anybody else? Last final words?
Before we lock off, I want to take a picture, for
absolutely.
Whenever, at the end.
Oh, I think we're all set. We're ready to go. We got to do some prospecting, getting the phone
gotta get out of here
and all that, right?
Woo! I love the energy. Yeah.
Hey, Dawn, get back on camera.
And we need to smile, okay? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you,
guys. Hey, thank you very much. If you need help, let us know. Keep our ears and eyes open for our friends in Jersey, getting them referrals. You guys are doing that for us in Florida, and I love to see the group growing like this. This is wonderful, and let's share this with our colleagues out there. I don't care if they're with EXP or whoever, it doesn't matter. And make it a great day. Thanks for all you do. Bye.
Sure.